Welcome back from the ad break, and let's continue with our lesson. So now we are going to go into that first concept of our concept map, and that is the third law of exponents, raising a power to a given exponent. Let's look at that. So if we have now 3 exponent of 4, which is a power, and it is raised to an exponent 2, so 3 exponent 4, and that whole power is squared, we know that when we are squaring, that means that we are going to say 3 exponent 4 multiplied by 3 exponent 4. Now, what is the easiest way of calculating this? Of course, we know that we need to expand our powers. So let's expand our powers. Now we have 3 exponent 4 multiplied by 3 exponent 4. Why are we multiplying 3 exponent 4 by itself once? Because that power was raised to an exponent 2. Let's expand these powers. So 3 exponent 4 is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And we are multiplying this with another 3 exponent 4, which is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Now, how many 3's do we have there? What is our final answer going to be? Are you thinking of 3 exponent 8? Because you would be absolutely correct. The answer is 3 exponent 8. Let's see how that 8 could possibly be from the given expression. So we were given there 3 exponent 4, and that was raised to a power of 2. Now our answer was 3 exponent 8. Now how could that 8 become of those 2 exponents? Are you thinking of 4 multiplied by 2? Yes, you are correct, because 4 multiplied by 2 does give us 8. So that could mean that if we multiply the exponents, then we will get the exponent of the answer. But let's check if this is correct. Let's use another example. So now we have a 2 squared, and this is raised to a power of 3. So it's 2 squared, and that power has been cubed. Now cubed would mean that that power is multiplying is being multiplied by itself 2 times. So what does this mean? It means 2 squared times 2 squared times 2 squared. Let's expand these powers. So 2 squared is 2 times 2, and another 2 squared would be 2 times 2, and another 2 squared would be 2 times 2. So we've expanded those powers. How many 2's do we have in total? Yes, if you are thinking of 2 exponent 6, then you are absolutely correct. So from this example here, we can see that our answer is 2 exponent 6. Do you think that we managed to get that 6 from multiplying these 2 exponents, just like the previous example? Well, what is 2 multiplied by 3? Yes, it is a 6. So that means that when we are raising a power to a given exponent, all we need to do is to multiply those exponents and we will get our answer. So in summary, we know that, or let's look at an example where we are using variables just so that we can make sure that it works with all values. So we have a squared, and this has been raised to an exponent 4. So being raised to an exponent 4 means being multiplied by itself 3 times. So let's expand it. So this is going to be a squared times a squared times a squared times a squared. So how are we going to expand that? We know that that is going to be a multiplied by a times a multiplied by a times a, and again multiplied by a times a. How many a's do we see in this sequence? Now, you could get the answer from how we did it previously of multiplying the exponents, or you could just count them, just so that we can see if we are correct using different methods. How many a's do we see there? Yes, if you are thinking of 8, then you are correct. How could we have possibly found that 8? Yes, we took the exponents 2 and we multiplied them. So 2 multiplied by 4, and then that gave us an 8. So how can we summarize this whole law? we can summarize to say that if we now have there an power that is raised to an exponent, all we need to do is just to multiply those two exponents and we will get our answer, just as we have seen in the previous examples. Let's look at these two here. So we are required to simplify the following. We have 5 squared and this has been raised to a power of 2. Now, according to this law that we have just discovered here, we are going to say 2 multiplied by 2. That will give us a base 5 and an exponent 4. What about this next one here? We have a negative 2 and we are going to now raise it to an exponent of 3 and we are going to multiply that by 2. Now, what answer will this give us? This is going to give us, of course, yes, a negative 2, and that exponent there is going to be a 6 because we know that 3 multiplied by 2 is equals to 6 using our summary of this third law. Now let's look at some examples, and while looking at these examples, let's remember we can simplify our numbers by using a prime factorization. So let's look at this first one here. We have 8 squared. Now we know that 8 squared can be simplified or written in exponential form, prime factorization, into 2 exponent 3. Now we have a power and that power is raised to an exponent of 2. So according to what we've just learned in that law, what is our answer going to be? Yes, it's going to be 2 exponent 3 times 2, and that is going to give us 2 exponent 6. Did you get the same answer? I hope you did. Let's look at this next one here where we have a 49 exponent 3. Now we know that 49 can be simplified to 7 squared. So now we have a power raised to an exponent of 3. So we have 7 squared raised to an exponent of 3. That is going to be our base 7, 2 multiplied by 3, and our answer is going to be a 7 and an exponent of 6. Now we are going to answer the following questions without the use of a calculator. Let's look at it here. So we have here 7 exponent 5, and that has been raised to an exponent 2. So that is going to be our 7, 5 times 2, and our answer there is going to be 7 exponent 10. Why? Because we are using the third law of exponents. What about this next one here? We have a negative 3 squared, and that has been raised to an exponent of 2. So that is going to be now a negative 3, and we are going to multiply those two exponents. Do you know what the answer is going to be? Yes, it's going to be our negative 3, and this is going to have an exponent of 4. Let's look at this next one here. We have a negative 9 and the exponent is a 3. Now remember that negative 9 as it does have an exponent of 1. So this means that this is negative 9 and we have exponent 1 multiplied by the exponent 3. What is our answer going to be? Yes, it's going to be negative 9 and the exponent is going to be a 3. What about this next one here? We have 5 exponent 4 raised to the exponent of 1. So that is going to be our 5. And in the exponent, we are going to say 4 multiplied by 1. And what is the answer going to be there? That is going to be our 5 raised to the exponent of 4. And our last one there, we have a negative 125, and then we are supposed to now raise it to an exponent 3. Now, if we remember our cube numbers correctly, then we would know that 125 can be simplified to a negative 5 exponent 3. And of course, that whole number or that whole power is raised to an exponent 3. Now, what is that going to become? That is going to become a negative 5. And we are going to now raise it to the exponent 3 multiplied by 3, which will then give us a final answer of a negative 5, and that is going to be raised to an exponent of 9. Let's quickly go to an ad break, and then we'll see you just now to continue with our lesson.